going to talk about what to do about a breakup before Valentine's Day, how Taylor Swift helped Lupita Nyong'o get through a hard time, and Ashton Kutcher's desire for a real connection with his fans. Plus, rap artist and RuPaul's Drag Race star Aja joins the table, but first,
the New England Patriots defeated the Los Angeles Rams in a 13-3 victory last night in Super Bowl 53. The game featured a halftime show headlined by Maroon 5 with Travis Scott and Big Boy as guests, as well as ads featuring many celeb cameos. Let's break it all down, guys. Yeah.
What a boring show.
Literally fell asleep 3 times.
What is football? I
didn't even know it was happening until you guys were like, we have to talk about it on the show. Right. No, I knew it was happening, but I didn't tune in. I didn't even look up the memes, man. I was over it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were.
I'm just trying to be calm because I get really worked out about it. Not only was the show boring, but I gotta just dive into that halftime show.
Well, I like how you call the game a show, first of all.
The game, yeah.
Lets you know how much we know about sports.
I watch one sporting event a year, and it is Super Bowl.
He's like, that Super Bowl show.
That was a poorly produced show. The writers behind that show should all be fired.
There's too many people.
That was a weird play.
It was a weird play. It was a really.
It's very one note.
Very one note.
No wardrobe changes. I was like, that's it.
The star, I didn't love the protagonist.
The third act just fell flat.
Was that thing, right? The thing that they kept on passing around.
The pigskin.
Maroon 5, I thought the only person to look good after that halftime show was Justin Timberlake, because he no longer has the most mediocre halftime show in recent memory. I thought that halftime show is not worthy of your cousin's bat mitzvah. I thought they literally, did they even plan it or they just get on stage, hey, we have a show to do? That is what I thought. I know they had a lot of controversy. I know it's hard because the NFL, everyone hates, but I felt like did not take necessary steps to exceed expectations and bring more people attention to them as a band.
What was with the gospel choir?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Also, that wasn't even part of that song. Why is there a gospel choir there all of a sudden? And it was just not right.
I mean, I think what we saw was the fact that, as we know, that there was a lot of speculation going into this. A lot of people turned down the opportunity to perform. Maroon 5 was definitely not the first choice. And I think they didn't overproduce it and make a big thing out of it because they understood that Maroon 5 wasn't the first choice and that they just needed a safe, decent performance.
But we had Lady Gaga flying from the sky,
I know, but
Madonna on a golden throne. Beyonce shut the place down.
What?
Maroon 5 should have done more.
But I don't want them to do more.
Yeah, I think that Maroon 5 should have just played their song and then had that baby and dad duo with the towel. Remember that video that went viral? They should have just had those two out there and doing that and called it a day.
That would have been good.
So much better than whatever this was. And also, his nipples are out, and everyone's cool with it, and it's like, you know what?
Fuck that.
Janet Jackson needs her justice. We fucking wronged that woman so bad.
Justice for Janet.
Justice for Janet.
Make him cover up those tiny pink nipples right now.
I totally agree with you. That is so infuriating that she had to hit so many fucking obstacles because of nipple gauge.
She was fined and banned.
And now we have to look at his nipples?
I don't want those nipples.
And his butterfly tattoo.
Get it. You live
so
there.
Annoying. He's such a skinny weasel.
But and Tom Brady won again. He's now has the most Super Bowl championships.
Oh wait, I'm not done talking about that.
But I'm kind of turned on by him.
Wait, really quick though, they brought out Big Boy.
Right.
From Outkast. I love Outkast. But I'm definitely more of a Love Below girl than a speaker box. Where was Andre 3000?
He said no.
Right, but you can't just have. Anybody else? You can't just have Big Boy without Andre 3000. He is the showman. He is the one who brings all the flair. So even their surprise guests fell flat, unfortunately, because I'm a huge Outkast fan.
Also, just very quickly back to Adam Levine. Do you remember that tank top he was wearing that sort of had a curtain print?
Yeah.
And then he was wearing jewels that belonged to your grandma?
Yeah.
It was so awkward. I just wanted to say that.
It was weird. No,
it was really a bad
Travis
outfit.
Scott, I just thought was just okay. It was just him jumping up and down. I thought maybe Kylie Jenner could save this performance.
Right.
I don't know, just put on lip gloss. We could watch it. I would like that better than what's happening right now.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
And then in the game, was, like I said, the show was boring. I was hoping CBS was going to throw young Sheldon in the mix just to spice things up.
Why not?
Literally anyone. And then, but Tom Brady, I do not particularly like, but he is now the most Super Bowl champions any football player in history. So that is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
Even if you are cheater,
guess.
kind of.
I
But
don't know.
yeah.
Good for him. I didn't watch the game. I did, though, turn it on for the last, 2 minutes. And what got me the most was the small little sideline reporter that CBS sent in. She was maybe 5'3", and she got jostled like crazy. I was worried about her survival. And then she finally got in and asked that question. For me, she was the MVP
What
of
was
the
her
Super
question?
Bowl. She was just like, hey, great game, blah, 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 blah.
What
But
Disney
she
World?
had to fight all these men around her. It was crazy, but she got in there.
Good for her.
And I was happy for her.
I'm voting for her.
I vote for her.
Also-
She should win
Tiny
MVP.
jostled woman.
That is the metaphor for life right now. But also, some of the commercials were good. I liked, even though, of course, it doesn't compare to Verizon as a phone service, the T-Mobile's texting one was the guy texting his girlfriend, what do you want for dinner? And he keeps deleting his texts, and she's like, sushi, no, pizza, no, whatever you want. And she texts back sushi. And then the Pepsi with Steve Carell and Cardi B and Lil
Yeah.
Jon was funny.
Yep.
Steve Carell trying to say "oh, Kerr" was.
He was good.
Yeah.
I like him in comedy. Steve Carell, I think.
Steve
I'm
Carell,
happy-
you might be a comedy actor.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he has it.
We're calling it here first.
Well, luckily the NFL gets to try again next year.
Yes.
Ugh.
And we'll have to sit through it.
Maybe they'll get canceled.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Ooh.
You guys, we all know breaking up is hard to do, but what happens when you get your heart broken right before Valentine's Day? Well, Cosmo has the answer in a new article detailing the best advice for what to do when you've been dumped right before Feb 14th.
Have you guys ever been dumped right before, or dumped somebody right before?
I dumped someone on Valentine's Day as they were coming up to my apartment with
Wow.
flowers. I was like, get away from me!
Tell us.
How long are you dating them?
It was less than a year. It was
Okay.
definitely less than a year. The night before, Zayn had tweeted "Hooga,"
Oh,
and I'm
Zayn,
a huge
crazy Zayn guy.
Zayn fan, and I retweeted that tweet and was like, "Oh, Zayn is my soulmate." And this fool called me crying, being like, "You're cheating on me. You're cheating on me with Zayn." And I was like, "What is happening? Why are you so wild? Dude, this guy's in One Direction. It's just a tweet." And he made me made me let him come over, and he was crying the whole time, accusing me of cheating with Zayn.
This is insane.
So you
We've heard
definitely-
about this.
Yeah,
ex-boyfriend
he
with-
deserved to get dumped on Valentine's
Dodged the
Day.
bullet.
Yeah.
So I was like, listen, I'm sorry. I know this is some kind of Hallmark day. People are trying to sell cards, but I don't want your flowers or your gift.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
He brought you flowers?
Yeah, and a necklace. And then he was like, I'm not gonna give this to you. And then he came back and was like, you might as well take it. And I was like, oh
might
God,
as well
go
take
away.
it.
And then I got locked out of my apartment right then, and I had to spend the day in a stranger's apartment, who was very
geez.
nice.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You know what I found is when you're breaking up with someone, I think there's never the right time.
Right.
When I was in my last relationship, I was like, I can't. It's gonna be. It's her birthday, or it's my birthday. It's Thanksgiving. It's Christmas. It's Valentine's Day. It's this, and I was like, I just kept doing that
It's
for
President's Day.
3 years, and then I was trapped. So just break up whenever the fuck you can.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Get out.
I agree. I definitely agree. There's always a reason not to do it. And I think it's definitely especially hard when you still love the person.
Yeah.
To break up with someone, because you don't necessarily, this doesn't always end in hate. It could end still in love, but you guys need apart.
Yeah,
So I think there is
tough.
a time. Valentine's Day, though, is, I mean, if you think about it, is kind of a made-up holiday. I know it kind of stinks if you're one of those people who's single on Valentine's Day, but we here at Bill Brunch love the advice from Cosmo. They just give great advice, and they advise go out with a good friend. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you could go to dinner with a good friend, and you'll be fine.
But they
you know?
also were like, don't get drunk. And I was
Yeah.
like, what's the
Don't
point?
get
Come on,
drunk.
Cosmo. That's
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
definitely get drunk with your
Unless you're a
friends.
sad drunk, because don't you all have
Oh.
that friend who's can't get drunk without being like, I'm gonna die alone. And
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, we're all gonna die alone. Get over it.
Yeah.
Shut up. It's not a big
Yeah.
deal. Just get in
Totally.
the coffin.
I don't think there's anything wrong with spending Valentine's Day with your friends.
I don't either. It's Galentine's
It's
Day.
fun.
Leslie,
Yeah.
no,
Leslie,
meet
no,
it.
Galentine's Day.
Cool. And also, it's cool just to be by yourself. Watch Game of Thrones, eat candy, do whatever you want.
I love being alone. It's so much fun.
I
You get more
love it
space. You get to
too.
masturbate. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's also not it's not just that day. You're alone every other day
That's-
too if
Yeah.
you're single.
Yes.
That's just one day.
I'm alone on the
You're
13th,
always alone. The
14th,
13th, 14th, and
15th.
15th.
Every
Yeah.
day I'm alone.
Yeah.
By choice.
But-
By
By choice, we talked about it. By choice. I have had a first date on Valentine's Day, which
Oh.
was, we both it was the only day that worked, and we just both were like, we're not gonna make a big deal. We ended up just really downplaying it, but it was extra romantic on accident. No matter what, when you go out, it turns into a Valentine's
Right.
Day
That
thing.
is in a TV show, which I'm blanking on, but
Known as my life.
You know
Yeah,
what?
that
It
is a
can be a
feature.
little awkward when you first start dating someone and you're just seeing them casually and then it happens to be Valentine's Day. What do you do about that? Because sometimes it puts unnecessary pressure on the relationship.
Right.
You're like, you don't want to assume like we're spending Valentine's Day together.
I just do not acknowledge it at all.
Okay.
Wow.
I just pretend like it's not a thing that we celebrate and it's not a thing.
I'd be like, she hates me.
Yeah. This is why I'm not in a relationship. Like when I have been like in the early stages, I just like ignore it completely.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. Or just go out of town.
Yeah.
Just
Leave the country.
ghost the person.
Fake your death, yeah. I would say fake your death. Be like, oh my God, Shannon's dead. That's why she didn't get you anything. And then come back like 6 months later and be like, do you really want me? Now's the shot.
Do you prefer getting like candy and flowers or like jewelry, gifts? Like what your Valentine's Day, what's your dream kind of?
I like a nice like diptyque candle.
Ooh, love
Oh,
the tea.
Right?
wow. I
I
love
want like an
diptyque.
expensive ass candle that I don't have to buy myself because those are like $60.
Yeah. I'll take anything, but I really do love the Reese's Variety Hearts.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because the peanut butter to chocolate ratio is super good.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I still have pumpkins and Christmas trees from the Reese's in my house. Don't say ooh.
I
saved
didn't say
them.
ooh.
Brittany said
I
ooh.
did.
Oh, yeah.
Not you.
You made eye contact with me and I was like, I would never yuck someone's yum.
Yeah, no, you never would. You
Ooh.
would. No.
I'm sorry for yucking your yum.
No, that's okay. But anyways, what do you guys want?
I like how you started that with, I'll take anything.
I will. I love gifts.
I can't wait for February
Getting gifts,
14th to roll
giving
around. I'm just gonna give you like my hand in a plastic bag.
Aw.
Be
Okay,
like, what is
I'm
that?
gonna make you guys all Valentines. I've just decided.
Oh.
I'm gonna go like old school with construction paper.
I'm gonna do that too.
That's
Let's
I'm
give
gonna write
each
you
other
guys
Valentines.
notes. Let's
I'm
do that.
not.
I'm going
Come
to
on,
move to the
Shannon.
next story. Black Panther actress Lupita Nyong'o is on fire right now with the premiere at the Sundance Film Festival for a new zombie movie called Little Monsters. The star recently revealed that she even wrote a letter to Taylor Swift asking for the rights to feature Shake It Off in the film, since the song has played a deep role in her personal life. Basically, to give you all context, Lupita's in this new zombie comedy movie. And in the film, she plays this kindergarten teacher who plays ukulele for her students. And one of the songs she plays is Shake It Off. And it was written in the script, and they're getting a hard time getting the rights, so she wrote Taylor Swift a letter. Taylor Swift didn't respond to the letter, but she just gave her the
Just
rights.
approved it.
So I guess that is a response in a way, but cool.
Yeah.
And Lupita said she was going through a hard time on a project, and Taylor, this song helped her with a friend.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. But
Shake It Off.
Wait, what part of it don't you believe?
that Shake It Off helped her through a hard time. Anybody else?
Come on.
Out of
Yeah.
all the songs,
You think it's like a
I think
inspiring?
it works. Yeah, I think it's because one time I was in an Uber and I was having a really shitty day, and the Uber driver put it on and he blasted it, and I was like, you know what? You're right. I won't kill myself.
Shake it off, shake it off.
when the haters wanna hate.
Hey, 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 hey.
Wow, the lyrics in that song are that's what Taylor Swift is like. She's a songwriter.
Right.
That's why I get it. The success. Whoa.
She can write a hook though.
She can
I like
write a
Party
hook.
in the USA.
Yeah,
That
well,
is
that's
Miley
You know that's not
Cyrus.
Taylor
too.
Swift, right?
No, I know. It's
But
just one song that if I heard that in an Uber, I might not kill myself.
Oh, that song makes me feel so good too. That's a really great song.
It is, right?
Yeah.
What? So I think in this movie too, I don't know if the song is being played during like a sequence or like a fighting
I think she
sequence.
sings it.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that
She Swift?
there's a
No,
scene where she
Lupita.
sings it with the kids,
Yeah.
and then I'm guessing when the zombies hit,
Right.
you know, this is just me like
Yeah.
just pitching here, that
Yeah.
it'll come back,
Yeah.
and it'll be the Taylor Swift version, and it'll be like cool teacher killing zombies, and the
Exactly.
kids being like, oh no.
I definitely
Honestly,
imagine
that's a
her
cool
like killing
sequence.
zombies
Yeah,
to the
right?
music. What song would you guys choose to go on a zombie killing rampage?
Oh my God.
It really sets the tone for the
I
murder.
like when movies juxtapose like that. Like it's like you have a song you don't expect. So like I would do like some Stevie Wonder maybe.
Really
Yeah,
superstition.
Yeah.
Riding on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I can
so
see
good.
it.
Yeah.
Isn't that a great choice?
Yeah. I think I would do like In Vogue, like never gonna get it, never gonna get it,
Oh my
never
God.
gonna get it.
I love that
Because like
song,
the
too.
zombies are never gonna get
I
me.
performed that in the 4th grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you do the whoa, 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 whoa?
Yeah. And I was like, no, you're never gonna get it. I got real scared and I got real stiff.
Aw.
I should send you that video.
Do you have a video of this?
Somewhere, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you should find
No,
that.
we're never gonna get it. Not this time. I'm so scared. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You guys don't know?
No.
I think I would do Fight Song by Rachel Patton. Yeah, I think that'd be that's my anthem when I'm really down and crying.
Really?
So it's the cheesiest song. Literally, I play it. I think of Hillary Clinton and going through hard times, and I'm okay at the end of it.
Oh my God.
Fight Song.
Wait, did she use that on the campaign?
Oh, you did that with that that celebrity PSA.
Remember they did that? They were like the DNC, like all the celebrities singing fight song. Like, oh, we're gonna win celebrity singing fight song. It's like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many celebrities you put in a PSA.
It does not matter.
People still don't want gays getting married. That sucks.
Sad. Well, Ashton Kutcher was looking for a real connection with his fans recently, prompting him to post his personal phone number on Twitter. In a since-deleted tweet, the actor wrote, "From now on, you can just text me. I won't be able to respond to everyone, but at least we can be real with each other, and I can share the unedited, latest, and greatest in my world." Whoa, Ashton's getting so deep.
Yeah, so I actually have Ashton's phone number right here, the one that he tweeted out.
Great.
So I figured we could call and see what happens.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So there's something we want to say.
Pick up.
Yeah.
Are they gonna bring back?
Ringing, guys.
It's ringing.
Are they gonna bring back that '70s show? That's what I want to know.
What if he picks up?
That'd be really great.
Yeah. Man, I hope he doesn't send us the voicemail.
Who leaves voice messages? Just text me.
What? Wow, Ashton.
Wow.
Thanks.
For being so accessible, Ashton.
Yeah.
So I texted him earlier, and I said, "Hey, Ashton, ? And he writes, "Ashton here. This is an auto text to let you know I got your message. The rest will be from me. Click the link and add yourself to my phone so I can respond to you. I likely can't respond to everything, but I'll try to be in touch. The link is for community.com.
I love a personal connection like
Yeah,
this.
so
It's just like one-on-one. I feel like I'm talking to Ashton and he's telling me his secret.
Yeah.
It's like I understand the man.
Yeah, nothing like a link to connect you to
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Why is he doing this?
I don't know.
What
Cry
is-
for help?
He's launching something. I mean, you know, he was one of the first people on Twitter, actually. So and I think he's launching something else. Always working for Vladimir Putin. I don't know. It could be either of the two.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. Going to some link and putting your info in somewhere. But I feel like he's gonna launch something.
I'm with you. He is an investor in a lot of different companies, and he's been very, very smart.
He was on Shark Tank,
Yeah,
right?
with investing in tech. So I'm with you. This is some sort of platform that he's trying to promote.
Which is such an ingenuine, like, disingenuous way to launch something. It's like, just admit, like, hey guys, I'm gonna develop this new social media platform. Just give me your numbers. I don't know.
But this is viral marketing, and it's
Yes.
working. Like we were talking about it, we called it. I mean, people have to get creative with how they market, and he definitely is. Although I think his fans are so loyal, they'll probably riot, like, because they can't actually access him.
Remember the time he hit that person with a car and they were like, I just need a selfie.
Yeah, the guy was like on a scooter. What was he trying to get to his job? Like, and he was like a poor assistant. And Ashton hit him, and he's like, I'm cool. Just take a picture with me.
He's like, do you want to go to the hospital?
I bet that inspired this project.
Yes.
Ashton was like, oh, I can murder people? Yeah, let's scam the fuck out of these people.
Dude, he's gonna be. It's the new Fire Festival right here. This is how it begins.
I like
Can't
the
wait.
shape of him, Ashton Kutcher.
The shape of his.
shape?
Of him,
I
yeah.
like him. I like how tall he is. I like all of his proportions.
Yeah, please follow Allie on Twitter and Instagram, because tonight I know she's going to put a cover of Ed Sheeran's Shape of You dedicated to Ashton
him.
Kutcher, and it's going to be worth it, so please follow her on all social media.
I liked when he was with Demi Moore.
I love.
Remember that was
yeah.
a huge thing.
Well, Demi
I
Moore
love
is
it with
so
Mila Kunis.
hot.
Demi Moore is so hot. It was, guys, remember it was the biggest deal that when she was just 40 years old and in a bikini in Charlie's Angels, everyone was like, oh my God, look at that 40-year-old woman in a bikini? What? It was like the
what?
biggest thing ever. And I was,
Yeah, people were like shoveling dirt on her, trying to bury her. They're like, go to bed, you old hag. And they were like, wait a minute, she's got abs.
she's hot.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's not bury her and make her go away. God, times are crazy, y'all. That was like
really changed.
Yeah.
Do you
15
think
years
his
ago.
relationship with her just expired in the way that everyone had predicted it would? Like he got to an age where he wanted to have kids,
Yeah.
and then he went and did it with Mila.
100%.
Isn't that sort of infuriating to Demi Moore?
I think she enjoyed the ride, maybe. Like,
Oh, the ride.
She had a
Yeah.
rough time after that break, reportedly.
Yeah, she had a rough time.
Yeah.
She did?
Who is
yeah,
she
because
with
I think
now?
she really loved him, and she couldn't have children anymore, and he wanted kids.
Yeah, there was that. She used to throw an Oscar party with Madonna, then they broke up, and then Madonna had the Oscar party without Demi Moore, invited Ashton.
No.
That's not nice.
Right, I don't know. There could be other
super-
things that happened, but they used to throw it together, and then when they broke up, Demi was no longer on the invitation as a co-host. It was Madonna, and then
Wow.
Ashton was.
Why would
Madonna
why
is
would
a
Madonna
tough
do that?
bitch, y'all.
Why would Madonna do that?
You know, I like to think we share the same mind. We actually don't, but whenever I do meet her, I will ask her.
Please ask.
Please.
I think
I
she
will.
should support other women.
She usually does, but you know, that's something good have happened.
Like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh.
Please.
Oh God.
Have you guys ever had your phone number accidentally like released anywhere?
Yes, I was hacked. My Apple account was hacked, and
Oh,
I got
really?
these texts that were literally like, "You owe us $3 grand." I was like, "Who is this?" Didn't respond. Then they tweeted my number, my Apple iCloud password, my social security number, my address, which I was living at my uncle's
Oh my
house,
God.
and then threatened to have sex with my girlfriend in front of me. It was horrible.
What the-
It was horrible. And then it was this. I talked to this PI, and they eventually told me that most likely these are like Russian hackers who hacked a bunch of iClouds. They're going after people.
Wow.
So yes, I was targeted because I support Hillary Clinton. That's what I support. But anyway, they've left me alone. But it was so scary.
That's
my
really
Horrific.
unfortunate.
It was horrific.
That's like my nightmare.
It was my night.
insane.
It was
That
insane.
would kill me.
Oh my God, I was freaking out at work. I had to I talked to like a real investigator person who had to calm me down. Also learned, I went to the police office. They literally said to me, "You sure it's not a friend pranking you?" And I was like, "Let me tell you something, officer.
Yeah.
No friend would do this as a prank."
Right.
Oh.
It was a crazy, crazy story.
How do they hack your girlfriend and make her sleep with them?
That was, Chloe couldn't explain that. That was
Yeah.
weird. That was
I don't get that part.
I don't get that
They were
part.
like, this part's easy.
Yeah,
Like,
that
easy
part I was like, wait a second here. Yeah.
Yeah, if they can hack people's genitals, we're in trouble.
We're in trouble. Russia, man. They got us.
So much to look forward to with technology.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, moving on, now it's time for today's guest. You may know Aja from RuPaul's Drag Race, but the Brooklyn-based rapper is breaking the mold of what it means to be a drag artist in hip-hop. Today, Aja is here to discuss the debut of The Box Office, their new full-length album. Please help us welcome Aja.
Woo! Woo!
Hey, hey.
Thanks for coming on. Hi.
Hello, baby.
All right, squeeze you in here, huh?
Yes. We'll do a little exchange. I did it.
We made it.
We're here.
Can we just dance for a second
That's
to
awesome.
what we were just listening to? Aja, welcome to the table.
Hi!
We are so excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
This is surreal.
And for such a good reason. I mean, Box Office. Tell us the inspiration behind the album.
Well, I feel like I really just wanted to take control of my narrative and just tell people a little bit more about myself. And what other way to describe yourself than through music and art? Yeah. And I feel like music is one of those places where you can just jot down all your thoughts and emotions and your self-description and just lay it out there for people to see raw or metaphoric. Throw a little shade, a couple shots, and just at the same time embrace who you are on the inside.
Yeah, and I've heard some of your music in the past, and then I checked out just the Jekyll and Hyde, one of the songs, and it definitely hits a little harder. It's a little more rap, hip hop based. So how has your change evolved, or how it will be different on this album?
Well, in May of 2018, I released In My Feelings. It was an EP, and it was I feel more. Of me trying to match the aesthetic I was known for from when I was on television. But when I did Box Office, it was way more about kind of telling the story about where I come from, where I grew up. And girl, I grew up in Bed-Stuy. I grew up in the streets where it was, you kind of had to look both ways when you cross the street and when you walk down the street. You had to look behind you at all times. And now it's different because, gentrification. But, I don't want that to take away from my culture where I grew up. Yeah. So I kind of want to bring a little bit of that urbanness to the forefront where I feel like it's kind of underrepresented, especially in mainstream queer culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And where does the title Box Office come from?
So when I think of Box Office, I think of you're going to a show, you have to buy some tickets, and I wanted it to really be that I was selling tickets to a show of my life. I wanted it to be this is your chance to get to listen to me and what I have to say.
Yeah.
So that's really the inspiration behind it all.
Yeah, I love that.
That's so cool. And as a teenager, you posted your raps on Tumblr, right?
Oh my God, yes.
That is so cool. I love Tumblr. It's such a great place. So could you tell us kind of how that was for you as a teen to have that outlet?
Well, definitely. I used to make some really, really cringy freestyle raps. And, I felt like I had a lot of, funny friends in high school because I would go up to them and be like, girl, listen to this rap I did. And they're like, girl, it's good. But then looking back at it now, I'm like, but it was, I was very into poetry and writing. So ever since I was 14, 15, I just started to let it go. And once I found out how to use a little audio program, you know, I was starting to record myself. And I didn't know how it worked all the way, but let's just say that deep in Tumblr, and I'm not releasing any links, there is an archive of me doing some very, very, very bad rap.
Oh, we will find it.
We're gonna
No! We will find it.
Roll the tape.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
It's blackmail.
Yeah, and so like when was the moment that you decided I'm gonna make this my life? Music.
Honestly, music has just always been my life. I feel like even drag came to me through music. I've always wanted to be a dancer, a DJ, a singer, a rapper. I always wanted to write music. I feel like, especially as a person of color, I just lived through the drums. Like, in my practice, in my spiritual practice, we're all about like a lot of drumming, and that has always resonated with me. So I feel a lot through music. And music kind of saved my life. Like, you know, when you're growing up and you're listening to those songs that help you get through every day, that help you like overcome your own emotional problems, like that's kind of how it went. Also, I feel like even if I never had this huge, beautiful platform, I would still be doing box office. It may not be, you know, having the same features and the same, you know, production because I wouldn't be able to afford it, but box office would have happened.
Yeah.
In some way.
It's in you. Yeah.
You're so incredibly use your platform to really advocate for issues that you care about. Can you talk to us how it is misogynistic and transphobic when people ask you only to appear in drag?
I feel like, you know, I understand that I, you know, went on television as in a drag competition. So I do understand where people would get that preconceived notion that, you know, that is all I am. But the thing is, as a person who identifies on, you know, as non-binary on the queer spectrum, I just feel more comfortable having the option to present however I want. A lot of people don't realize that drag is entertainment. But to me, this is a life. Like, this is how I live. This is how I present myself. When I'm getting ready to, like, go to a gig or do my music, I'm not thinking of, like, oh, how can I get in drag? I'm thinking, I'm just putting on my makeup and my hair. I'm just getting ready the way that I know how to for this moment. And, you know, it's just part of my trans femme identity.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And last week, Jussie Smollett, actor, Empire artist, who we all love, was the victim of a violent hate crime, which I think has affected all of us in a different way. What is your advice for people in your community to rise above the hate?
I think that right now, especially in our political climate, it is very difficult to be a queer person in America. It's very difficult, and it has always been difficult to be a black person in America. I think the important thing is to advocate and speak up. And the way that the press ran to Jussie, I think that we should run to every situation like that, especially when it's like a trans black woman. Because people don't realize, like, so many trans people, especially trans people of color, are dying every day. You know, they're probably dying right now.
Right.
And nobody's covering it, nobody's saying anything. And I think it was very important that Jussie's story got covered because it's a sign that we need to do that more often. Right. We need to speak about it. And of course, it was controversial, opinions, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if bad things are being said. We need to start the conversation.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of covering people of color, I think often drag queens, people of color, drag queens are not covered the same way their white counterparts are covered because of the way the media covers and reacts to everything. What can we do to help change that?
I think that there's this like weird stigma toward people of color and also people who come from maybe like a less privileged background. I think what we should do is really just look at people for who they are. I mean, it sounds so easy to just say and people are not gonna do it, but honestly, like, you don't lose anything just looking at someone as a human being.
Exactly.
You don't lose anything just accepting someone as they choose to be. And in the drag community, like even myself coming up in New York, being someone who grew up in New York, I found that there was a lot of privilege in the scene where a lot of white queens who came from like Nebraska, Kentucky, and all around would land the gig that you wanted or needed first before you. And, you know, as a Brooklyn native, I used to get so sour, so bitter, like, well, I wanted that gig. I wanted to do that. Like, I want that. And I realized, you know, as a person of color, you have to work so much harder. I just, you know, all I can say is that I wish it was more equal, and all we can do is push to look at it more equal.
Yeah.
And you also recently said something that was really interesting. What are your opinions of possibly women being casted on Drag Race?
I think that, well, I feel like if the truth is that you're born naked and the rest is drag, quote unquote, then women should be able to compete on Drag Race. But also, look at the women who have pioneered drag, our lovely trans women, should also have a bigger forefront on the show. I would love to see like a future of just beautiful people who really started this art form and took it there. And you know, people don't realize a lot of these trans women who do drag didn't just give up their life and soul to drag, they give up their bodies, they give up their hearts. Like they went through trouble, pain, and suffering to do this art form. And I feel like, damn right, they should have a platform to compete on what is, you know, the Drag Olympics.
I love that. I think you're right. You're definitely right. I mean, I think it's so important to continue having that conversation, like you said. And they always say it's difficult to hate up close. So I think more people just need to pay attention and talk to each other and listen to your music, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love
Box
it.
Office, February 7th, iTunes, Spotify, all the judge.
Thank you for joining us, Aja.
No, thank you so much.
And make sure to check out Box Office on February 7th. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same table.